God has commended His love toward us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So from Numbers chapter 11 all the way through to Joshua chapter 1, the story is about a people who had this relationship with God. God had done incredible things. Now I want you to just think about this. They crossed a sea. Hello. I challenge any of you tomorrow, not today, to go down to Myrtle Beach and say, I want to get to England now. There's a good cricket match going on and I need to get there now. I need to be delivered. I challenge you to see that sea part. God did it. Here was an entire nation. They were set free. God demonstrated Himself to them. They marched across the other side. They looked over their shoulder. They saw what happened to the people who opposed God. They were wiped out from the face of the earth. And the moment they set foot on the other side, they began to complain. And then Moses said, no, wait a minute, we're not going to stay here on the other side of the sea. And so they began to move on, and they got to another place and there was no food. And so they said, we need food. They began to complain. They even said, listen, back there in Egypt, we had a lot of food. At least we didn't starve. They killed us, but that didn't matter. They tortured us, but that doesn't matter anymore. We're hungry. There's a lot of people over the years who have said, give me death rather than hunger. It's a human plight. And they complained like crazy, and God said, don't you worry about a thing. And so He gave them manna out of heaven. I've been right there where it happened. And food just fell out of heaven. And they ate. They had everything. And as soon as their tummies were full, someone tell me what they began to do. Oh boy, did they fuss. Have you ever watched people in a restaurant in America? Have you ever been with someone, every time they are served with food, they pick it apart, look at it, move it around, turn their noses up, and then complain about something? You ever been with someone? I know it never happens in our city, but I'm talking about obviously in lesser places like Chicago and that. And New Orleans, where my other son lives. They complained. They wanted something better. Oh, by the way, they looked around, there were no Coke machines anywhere. They were all in the desert there. They all had their quarters in their pockets. They didn't leave home without them. One fella probably wanted a Diet Coke real badly. They were so thirsty. God said to Moses, just go tap that rock over there. You mean a rock? By the way, has anybody seen a rock filled with water? I haven't. I want you to just think about how ridiculous this is. So Moses goes there, it's a long story, and he hits the rock, and guess what comes out of the rock? Water. Anyone here who thinks that God cannot produce water out of a rock? And as soon as they drank, I'm sorry, I hate to tell you this, but they started to grumble again. I just want to speak to you for a few minutes about undeserved hope, because you want to know the end of the story? God still showed His favor upon them. Especially those who realized that God was not going to be very pleased with their complaining. In fact, the Bible is going to tell us something pretty tough. God was not only displeased, He became very angry with them. There are some here today who may think that God doesn't get angry when it comes to our sin. He does.